Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Push him back. Push him back. Hit it.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. This one taken in by Hester. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
That's trash.
2nd and 6. And a dump off here to Robinson. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 40.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
On second down now, it's Robinson. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. From the gun, Messina. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 17-yard line.
Yeah, 43. 46 to Mike. I got it.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throw complete to Herndon. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, wide open, complete. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A huge play there for Denver. 46 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. 2nd and 9 now. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Chances are good. He's going to be a very big... Busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll set up a throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Looking long for Westbrook. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 48. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, a 22.
First down, Broncos.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. That is caught inside the 5. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Check my 46. Watch the slant.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have taken the lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
He'll have a first down past the 40, and he's all the way up to the 39-yard line that time. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it now with Robinson. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Flush to his right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
Now this throw caught left side, and taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. They'll look to throw here on first down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Bird. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll dump this one off to Lindsey. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos push further out in front. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. They were looking for Johnson that time.
And, Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Messina, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And shutting him off, now open field. It's a pickup of 8 yards to move him into a 3rd and 13 here.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Messina. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll set up to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll look to throw here. He's going to fire one deep over the... And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Philip Lindsay, the intended target.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run here with Robinson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down. Messina forced out to his left. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 22. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
And an alley to run. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. From the gun on 3rd down, Messina, that'll be caught. It's Hester. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Throwing on 1st down, Messina. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Intended for number 13, incomplete.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, Haywood. They're running it. Let's go, let's go.
To throw again, Messina. Looking long for Westbrook. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down at the 2. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they...
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this is incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Jalen Ferguson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Yeah, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Messina. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught at the 25. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally.
And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 19th touchdown now on the season, as they are able to cut into that lead. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yep. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. 72 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. You talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. This has got to be right up there. His 4th touchdown run of the game and another long one to boot.
And I don't need to ask for a witness because you're right here with me. We are watching this, and we're watching such a performance that it's demoralizing for anyone on defense. You know, it starts out coaches screaming, tackle him, get him. And after that last touchdown, I'll bet it's pure silence on that side of the ball.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Bravo!
On first down, Messina. That'll be caught by Hester. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. On 1st and 10, Messina, he's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Throwing on first down, Messina. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 17. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Over the middle, complete. That's Bird. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll find Lindsey here. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 18 big yards on that one and a Denver first. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Back to throw. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
16 yards. First down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Trevor Williams with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They run. Robinson gets it up past the 10 with a nice move. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back now in ball Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Going to give this time to the tailback. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now back to throw. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
That's how you score.
A 5-yard touchdown. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 25. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
He's not going to get me. Joker, 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 Joker. Switch, switch, switch.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. Denver has a 1st down on the 15-yard play. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Looking to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 26. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looking to throw on second down. Messina. And some space here. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. Here's a 2nd and 7. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. 2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. He'll drop to throw. Got a man. It's Johnson. End zone for a Bronco touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point from McManus is good. And that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now defense. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. On 4th down, Messina. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. And to give this time to the tailback. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. McManus now for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. On 1st down, Messina. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. To throw again, Messina. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Looking to throw. Messina. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, Messina. He finds Hopkins complete. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
Buying time to his left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Messina. Steps away to his left. And the catch made by Hopkins. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Being chased out left. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. On 4th down, Messina. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Broncos will take over on downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready? 44, Mike, 44. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run around.
The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Broncos, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the